Hi everyone, welcome to BI Desktop tutorial. So in today's lecture, we're going to talk about the basic logical functions. We have many, but in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the if function and switch. So if, check if a given condition is met. The syntax, use if, open the parentheses, you have logical test, and then the result if is true, and then the result if is false. Also, we have a switch. This evaluate an expression against a list of values and return one of multiple possible expressions. We have a switch, open parentheses, expression. Start the first expression, the argument that you need to calculate, and then you have value number one and result, and you can also insert else in here. So let's get ahead to Power BI, and then we have with the customer lookup. For the customer lookup, that's gonna go and add in here. We have the total children. So let's gonna put if condition in here. If this customer have more than one children, so print yes. Otherwise, print no. It's gonna go from a new column in here, calculated columns, and that's gonna came in this is parent equal to shift and enter. And in here you have to use if and shift and enter, so you keep a space, shift and enter, and you can close it from here, and now you can insert in here. So the first argument, we need to take the data from this have customer lookup. This is customer lookup, and we have the total children based on total children column. So if the children, if you have more than one, if you have more than 0 children, that means this is a print. You should have to push shift and enter. So this is a print. Yes. Okay. And this is close. And then shift and enter. Otherwise, if this customer have no any children, so print no. If you have more than 0 children, so print yes. Otherwise, print no. Click enter, and you'll see. So this is a parent in here column is based on row contacts. So it changes depend on the row contacts. You understand the row contacts in here. If the total children, if you have is take each row individually. If you have 0 children, that means you don't have no for parents. And if you have in here, if you have 1, if you have 2, if you have 3, you will see yes, yes, yes. So for parenting. And also we have, I'm just going to go back from the calendar lookup and go for a new columns. And let's going to talk about the switch functions. So if we need to calculate the month in here, the month number, I need to calculate the month number depend on the month name. So if you have January, print 1. If you have February, print 2. So I'm going to call this as month number using DAX. Within the DAX equal to shift and enter, and here you can use a switch. If you just click switch and shift enter, so we need to the first parameter, we take the data from the month name. So within the calendar lookup, we have this is the month name, calendar lookup month name. This is the argument that we need to take the data from, and then just put comma, shift and enter in here. So you have to first the double quote, and then you have January, so print, and then comma, print 1, comma, shift and enter. If you have February, you have February, and then comma, so this is 2, and we can do it all. So this is the value, and this is the result, and this is the expression that we need to take the data from. This is 3, and close. If you click Alt and Shift and the down arrow, this will allow you to copy exactly the same the above text in here, and you can change it from here. So this is March, April, this is April, and this is 4, Okay, and you can do the same. Okay, the last thing we have December, so you can continue for all December, and then have the double quote, comma, and then you have to put this as 11. So if you keep it like that, okay, and without putting the double quote, you will see after we run this one, you will receive an error. So click OK. You'll see with this expression that you have variant data type cannot be used because you'll give him in here the text, and then this is integer number. So because because the data type are not matching, and you have to match the data type, and that's why we use the double quote to make it matching with the text data type in here. So I use the data type, and after that you have just to click OK, click enter, and you'll see we have the month in here, the month number DAX. This is number 2. Depend on the monthly, you have March, you'll have 3, and if you have April, you have 4, and that's for who's applying. May, you have 5, and that's apply for all. So this is how to use the switch function. So you can use all the functions. There is many functions, but depend on your purpose. And we have another things with the product lookup. So if you use the switch function, I'm gonna show you something. We have the product price. I'm gonna ask some function here, a new column based on the product price. So if we go, this have the product lookup in here, add a new column. I'm just gonna keep it, name it, this is a price point equal to, this is use shift and enter, and then we use the switch function. After switch and shift and enter, it's gonna get the expression from here. Within the, you have a product lookup. We have within the product lookup we have a product price, product lookup, product price, and close this with the comma, and then shift and enter. So if we try to put some condition greater than, if the product price is greater than $500, and then print this is high, print high, and comma, and also if it's this, the product price is bigger than 100, so this is double quote, this is mid range, this is mid range, and close it. Otherwise, if these two conditions are not going to happen, then just print low. So you will have in here, you will have the price point, either is high or mid range or low, depend on the product price. So but if you try, you can see you will have an error in here. I'm gonna just close it, put the parenthesis to close, and if you try to run it, you'll see, just click enter, you'll see the syntax for inaccurate, switch product high, this is not accurate. And this is why with the switch you cannot use any other operator rather than the equal. So you cannot use bigger than or lower than. You cannot use any operation except only for equal. So to solve this issue, you have to use in here something called the true. Just put the true and click on the true. After that, you have to put a comma, and then you have to just rearrange the statement. So if this product price is bigger than 500, then print high, and then you have to back again if the product price in here, okay, is greater than 100, then this is a print mid-range, otherwise print low. So if we try to run it now and click enter, you will see if you have the price point, this is low price, in case you have is lower than 100. Anything below 100 you will have in here low price, and anything between above the 100 you will have, this is in the mid range, and any price is bigger than 500 you will have higher price in here depending on the product price. So, and if you try to use any operator, any operators within the switch function, bigger, greater than, or lower than, you cannot use it. So you have to rearrange the formula and you have to rearrange the syntax. And to solve that, you can use the true, and also you can just repeat this syntax again. So this is in this lecture. This is about the logical functions. We are going step by step. So thank you for watching and see you in the next video.